Today I'm gonna show you how to crochet this cute and easy ghost. This amigurumi ghost is very easy to make and it only consists of a few simple crochet stitches that I'm gonna show you. This is another version that I made as a basket. I haven't published this on my English channel, but let me know if you want a version and I can publish it too. But anyway, today we're gonna crochet this ghost and we're gonna start with the body, and then we're gonna crochet the skirt, and also we're gonna crochet the bottom circle. You can find links to all the materials that I'm using for this crochet ghost on the descriptions. This pattern is for advanced beginner. If you don't know how to crochet, I made a video on the basics that you can check out. I'm gonna link it in the descriptions below. And also, you don't need this big safety eyes that I'm using. You can also use normal amigurumi eyes, or normal safety eyes, but I like this one because they have a little glitter in them. I'm also crocheting with this yarn from Hobby. This is the Honey Bunny yarn, and I'm using a 5mm crochet hook today. So I'm using this one. This is from Clover or More. You can also size down to a 4mm if you want the stitches to be tighter. Also, one of my testers went down for 4mm when they made a bottom circle, but you have to check this out and see if it fits you. And but I suggest you just try with a normal crochet hook. If you want your crochet ghost to be bigger, you can also add more rounds. So I made this one with 42 single crochets, but you can easily add more stitches. But I'm gonna show you from the very beginning on how to make the body and also the separate body parts and the hat that I made. So here I'm gonna write the name of the aberrations that I'm using for this pattern. You can pause this and check it out. We're gonna make all the body parts, including the hat. You can also size up to a 6mm crochet hook if you wanted the hat to be a little bigger. But this is how the ghost looks, and I hope that you find this useful and that you want to make a ghost with me. So we're gonna start off with a magic ring, and this is how I make a magic ring. I start off with putting the yarn 2 times around my index finger and 1 time around my thumb. And then you're gonna grab the yarn here and then pull up a loop and yarn over and pull up a loop, and you're gonna make 1 chain to secure the ring. And like I said, if you don't know how to crochet, I have also a video that takes you through the basics. I'm trying to do it a little bit slow as I can crochet in the beginning of the video. And in this ring, we're gonna do 6 single crochets. We're gonna put a stitch marker here before the first round. And we're gonna do 2 single crochets in every stitch. Like I'm writing below, we're gonna add 2 stitches in each stitch until we end up with 12 single crochets. If you want to follow along with the written pattern, you can also check out my blog. And if you want the printable version, you can also buy the one in my Etsy shop for just a few dollars. And that will support my channel further, so thank you very much. Now we go to round 3, and you're going to do 1 single crochet, and you're going to do an increase in the next stitch. You're going to repeat this 6 times until you have 18 single crochets. So here is 1 stitch, and here in the next one you put 2 single crochets in the same stitch. And repeat 6 times until you have 18 single crochets. Round 4 is 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches, and you're going to do 1 increase in the next one. And you're going to repeat this all the way around until you have 24 single crochets. Round 5 is 3 single crochets and 1 increase in the next stitch. So here is the increase. So 1, 2, and 3, and do an increase in the next stitch. Repeat all the way around until we have 30 single crochets. Round 6 and 7, I'm not going to show you on camera, but you're going to repeat the same way. You're going to do 4 single crochets and 1 increase in the next, and repeat 6 times until you have 36 single crochets. And then in the next round, you're going to do 5 single crochets and you're going to do 1 increase in the next. You repeat this 6 times until you have 42 single crochets, and once you have done that, we're going to meet up. So when you have your 42 single crochets, you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch, and you're going to repeat this until you have 16 rounds with 42 single crochets in each stitch. So I'm going to do my rounds off camera. Here I am counting the rounds, and I did 16 rounds here, but you can also add more rounds if you want a little taller ghost. But when you're done and you have 42 single crochets, we're going to do the skirt. First you're going to do a slip stitch in the first stitch, and I go through the front loop only. So go through the front loop only and do a slip stitch. And now you're going to do 4 double crochets in the same stitch. So yarn over, insert the hook and grab the yarn and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And yarn over and pull through 2 loops. So we're going to do 4 double crochets here in total in that very first stitch. So here is 1 more. And then the next one, so we have 3 and number 4. In the next stitch you're going to do a slip stitch, and you're going to go through the front loop only on this stitch as well. So here's the back loop and here is the front loop. Go through the back loop and do a slip stitch. Go to the next loop and do a slip stitch. In the next stitch we're going to repeat the process and do 4 double crochets. So go through the front loop only. And place 4 double crochets in that stitch. This is what we're going to repeat all the way around. And you're going to work in the front loop only all the time. When you have done your 4 double crochets, go into the next 2 stitches, front loop only, slip stitch 1 time, and into the next one, slip stitch 1 time, and 4 double crochets in that next stitch. And you're going to repeat this all the way around. So here I am at the end. I have 2 stitches left, and I'm going to do a slip stitch in those 2 stitches and go into the first stitch that you made and do a slip stitch there as well. And now you're going to cut the yarn. You don't need a long tail like I am doing here. You just cut the yarn here and pull the hook through like so. I'm going to leave the yarn here so I know where the end and the beginning of the round is. Go through to the other side, and then you're going to place your safety eyes there. So I have these big safety eyes, and I place them between round 11 and 14. But you're gonna have to adjust that if you have safety eyes with different size. And I have about 5 single crochet space apart. So, and you're gonna not to place them like I do, try to keep it level. I'm gonna show you how to make eyelashes as well if you want to make eyelashes. To make eyelashes, grab some black yarn and go behind the eye before you put on the back part of the eye. So this is how I like to do the eyelashes. You can try and see. If you don't like it, you can just redo it, but go here through the same place as before and go out and make the second one a little higher. And if it's too high and you're not happy, just try one more time. But when you're happy, you're gonna attach the back part. And here is how to make the mouth. Just go here through the middle and then back again, and then a stitch below where the mouth should be, and just grab the yarn here and pull it down. Like so, and then go up and then down again through the same place. Now you can make a little knot here on the back side, and you can just cut the yarn. To make the bottom circle, you're just going to repeat rounds 1 to 7 like we did in the beginning, and then you should have the same amount of stitches like you ended with the ghost. So I have 42 stitches, and then you're gonna place the bottom part. You're not gonna cut the yarn here when you're done. You're gonna place the bottom part. You're gonna find the start and end of the round, and you're going to go through the back loop only here, and you're going to do a slip stitch. Go through both stitches here and then go here through the slip stitch. So we're going to slip stitch the parts together, and when you are almost done, you're going to add some filling materials. So don't forget to add some filling materials before you close up. But here I'm just going through both parts with the slip stitch. And if you find that you have too many or few stitches left, you're just going to skip a few and just make sure that everything is right. But here I'm just adding some filling materials. I like to use small chunks of yarn instead of one big one because it's easier to stuff that way. But when you're done, you're just gonna close the hole with slip stitches. So here I just have a few left. And here make a slip stitch. Came a little hard here on the last one. On the last stitch, you're just gonna go through both loops if it's hard to find the front loop. Like I'm having trouble here. Like so. And now when you're done, you're just gonna cut the yarn and you're gonna weave in the ends. I like to weave in the ends immediately after I'm done because otherwise it's not happening. And also with sewing on limbs and stuff, I like to do it just when I'm ready, because it's way easier than to wait. And now I'm gonna show you how to make the arms, but make sure to follow like the direction on the screen and what I'm saying, because I had some trouble with this with the video that I made here. But you're gonna start off with 5 single crochets in a magic ring. It's very easy, so don't worry. I just had some problems. I noticed this afterwards when I was done filming. But make 5 single crochets in the ring like I'm writing on the screen. Now pull the ring closed. In the second round, you're gonna do 2 single crochets in each stitch. So here 2 stitches, you're gonna go from 5 single crochets to 10 single crochets. So here 1, 2. Also adding a stitch marker here so I don't lose track of where I am. The third round is 1 single crochet in the next and 1 increase in the next. So here pull up the stitch marker, 1 single crochet in the next and increase in the next. I'm not doing this on the video, so please ignore what I'm doing on the video, but 1 single crochet and increase in the next, you're going to end up with 15 single crochets. When you're done with that round, you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch. So you have 15 single crochets and you're going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch. So 15 stitches. And then when you are done, you're going to do 1 single crochet in the next and 1 decrease in the next. So you end up with 10 single crochets, and then you're going to cut the yarn and leave a longer tail for attaching. I hope that this worked out. If it doesn't, please write me in the descriptions below or go to my blog and check out the written pattern. For the hat, I'm going to do a magic ring. And then in the ring, we're gonna do 3 single crochets. So here, start with 3 single crochets in a magic ring. 1, 2, and 3. Now pull the ring closed. We're gonna do an increase in the beginning of each round here. So do an increase here in the first stitch. Gonna do 2 single crochets there, and then 1 single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1 and 2. Now you have 4 single crochets. Put a stitch marker there because you're at the end of the round. And then in the beginning of the next round, you're gonna do 2 single crochets. Here 1 and 2, increase, and then 1 single crochet in the next stitches. So it's very easy. You're just gonna increase in the beginning of each round, and you're gonna do 1 single crochet in all the other stitches. Put a stitch marker, 2 single crochets in 1 stitch, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch. So this is how to get a pointy hat. And now I'm gonna turn it inside out, and I'm gonna weave in the ends here, just so it's done and doesn't unravel. So here, weave in the ends. And then cut the yarn. So, and now turn it back like so. And then put the stitch marker where it belongs. Just continue in this manner, do two single crochets in the first stitch of each round and 1 single crochet in the next stitches. You're going to repeat this until you are happy with the size. I'm going to do increase until I have about 19 single crochets, but you can do as much, or you can do just a little small hat depending on what you want. This one, it's a little, I used a bigger needle, so I used a 6mm, but this is how it looks like with this one. When you're happy with the size, do slip stitch in the first stitch, and then you're going to chain up 2, and you're going to do 1 double crochet in the first stitch, and in the next stitches and all the stitches we're going to crochet in the front loop only. So here, find your front loop and put 2 double crochets there, and also in the next one, in the next stitches. So here I have 1 increase, and also in all the other stitches we're going to do 2 double crochets, and you're going to repeat this all the way around. 2 double crochets in the front loop only. When you're done, you're going to do slip stitch in the first stitch, like so, and now we're going to cut the yarn, and you're going to make sure to leave a longer tail, and just pull out the hook, like so. And now we only need to make the hair. I'm going to stuff the hat a little bit, just here at the beginning, so it stands a little better. I'm not stuffing the whole hat though. So I'm gonna do 1 curl now. You can also do this one with other colors. I'm gonna do mine in white, but you can do several, and you can do different lengths. I'm gonna do 10 or 12 chains. So here, just add your chains. Doesn't matter how many, just as long as you want your curl to be. I'm gonna go into the second loop from the hook, and you're gonna do 3 single crochets in that stitch. So here, insert 3 single crochets, and also go into the next one and do 3 single crochets. We're gonna do 3 single crochets in all the stitches here. This is how you get this curl effect. You can also do this with half double crochets or with double crochets, but I'm doing this with single crochets today. I'm just repeating this until the end of the row. So here I'm at the end. Just gonna cut the yarn and leave a longer tail for attaching. So now we have crocheted all the parts, and we get to sew them on. So this is how it looks. Now grab your tapestry needle. I'm gonna start here on round 1. So where we had our first round, and I'm gonna sew on the hair there, or the curl there. For the hat, I'm just going through here on the where the brim starts, because it looks a little more better than to put it on the outer part, I think. For the arms, I'm just going to put them just below the eyes. Make sure they are not too low. It's like where the eyes start maybe. And just make sure to attach it well, so if children wants to play with it, so it doesn't unravel so easily. So now my ghosts are ready. I also made a little blush for the one that I made today. I hope that you like this pattern, and be sure to visit my blog, and also be sure to share the finished work with me. I would love to see your work, and you can find me on social media under Yarn Hill. I wish you a nice day. Goodbye.